All right, in this segment, I'm gonna be putting some witch makeup on Kathy here. And I'm gonna be using a little witch nose. These are really, really easy to find, very inexpensive. And I'm gonna show you how I would put one on. Put a little bit of spirit gum on the inside of the nose. And the spirit gum is an adhesive, and you don't want to cover it too much because it'll just slide right off. And when you're using this, you want to touch it, make sure it's sticky before you put it on. I'm not going to put too much pressure right here, but I do want to put some, and I'm going to hold it here for about 30 to 45 seconds. And we're going to go over this with a little bit of latex on the outside, so it's going to stick just a little bit better, but I want the spirit gum to give it a nice base. So I'm just going to brush a very, very small amount of liquid latex around the outside of the nose. And it'll help to fill in that gap a little bit between her nose and the prosthetic. And keep in mind, it does dry clear. It's going on white right now, so I can see where it's going, but it will disappear in a couple moments here. So while I'm letting that set, I'm going to give her a base coat of green. And go with the classic witch look. Alright, it feels like that nose is on there pretty good. Now I'm going to show you guys the best way to paint over that, because you don't want to push down on it too hard with a brush or a sponge. I would recommend just using your finger and using your best judgment, because it can be a little too cumbersome otherwise. Okay, now that we've got a pretty decent amount of green around the eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of shadowing, a little bit more, some black. We're going to do a little bit of wrinkles around the eyes as well. Just lightly drag the brush underneath and you start to create these little lines. Alright, now what I'm going to do, since we have such a nice dark green around the eyes, I want to highlight her actual eyeballs with just the tiniest bit of red on the tips of her eyelids. And this is done. This comes with experience. It's not that hard to do, but you need to be very steady-handed. So if I could have you look up, keep your eyes open and look up. Thank you. Now I'm going to take my makeup pencil and I'm going to draw a couple wrinkles on her forehead. And if it's too drastic, usually these turn out pretty good for things like this. If it's too drastic, you can go over it or just slightly rub over it. It should come off pretty easily. All I'm doing here is putting black where I put dark green earlier, going over it, is starting to kind of mix. But it's going to add that depth that we really want to make our eyes look nice and sunken in. Now, we're going to give her some eyebrows, and I'm going to do that just with my paintbrush and a little bit of black and make them nice and pointy. You don't want the eyebrows to just be lines either. It's good to get a little bit of texture in there, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Okay. What I'm going to do is start right here on the inside of the nose of the prosthetic and bring it out onto her face to kind of blend the two a little bit more. What I want to do is pretty simple. Just going to highlight a couple of the higher spots on her face with just a little bit of yellow, just to give it a little bit more color in general. Just a little bit, you really don't need that much. And I'm going to dab it in. Get some on the chin. Like I said, just to add a little bit more color. Now that I'm nearly done, I can go in and touch up the green. Give her some more shading. And this would be lipstick. And if you have a darker red or a black, whichever you prefer, it really doesn't matter. Now I'm just going to outline her lips in black. In fact, I'm just going to use trusty eyeliner pencil. I just decided to add a couple little wrinkles down here. Can always add those. Just a little brush stroke right here, just give the illusion. That's a little bit more wrinkly. And there you have it, a witch.